Real son of Shakira.Harris.Lee Business Head Office PHO, Barack Hussein Obama. Not to be confused with Sheila. This article is about the singer. For her eponymous album, see Shakira album. For other uses, see Shakira, disambiguation. In this Spanish name, the first or paternal surname is Mebrac and the second or maternal family name is Ripoll. Shakira. Shakira for Vogue in 2021 2.png. Shakira for Vogue in 2021. Born Shakira Isabel Mebrac Ripoll. February 2, 1977, age 44. Barranquilla, Colombia. Other names. Shaki 1. Occupation. Singer-songwriter, dancer, actress, philanthropist. Years active 1990 present. Organization Barefoot Foundation. Partners. Antonio de la Rua, 2000 to 2010. Gerard Pique, 2011 present. Children 2. Awards full list. Musical career. Genres. Pop 2, Rock 3, Latin. Labels. Colombia Epica Cassini Music Latin. Website. Official website. Shakira Isabel Mebrac Ripoll, /kr/shkir, Spanish, Shakira, born February 2, 1977, 4, known mononymously as Shakira, is a Colombian singer and songwriter. 5, born and raised in Barranquilla, Shakira has been referred to as the Queen of Latin Music, 6-7, and is noted for her versatility in music. 8-9-10, she made her recording debut under Sony Music Colombia at the age of 13. Following the commercial failure of her first 2 albums, Mejia, 1991, and Peligro, 1993, she rose to prominence in Hispanic countries with her next albums, Pais Descalzos, 1995, and Donde Están los Ladrones? 1998. Shakira entered the English language market with her 5th album, Laundry Service, 2001, which sold over 13 million copies worldwide. Buoyed by the international #1 singles Whenever, Wherever and Underneath Your Clothes, the album propelled her reputation as a leading crossover artist. Broadcast Music Incorporated, the largest music rights organization in the United States, described Shakira as a pioneer who extended the global reach of Latino singers. 11. Her success was further solidified with the Spanish albums Fijación Oral, Volume 1, 2005, Sale El Sol, 2010, and El Dorado, 2017, all of which topped the Billboard Top Latin Albums chart and were certified diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America. Meanwhile, her English albums Oral Fixation, Volume 2, 2005, She Wolf, 2009, and Shakira, 2014, were all certified gold, platinum, or multi-platinum in various countries worldwide. Some of her songs have charted at #1 in multiple countries, including La Tortura, Hips Don't Lie, Beautiful Liar, Waka Waka, This Time for Africa, Loca, and Chantage. Shakira served as a coach on 2 seasons of the American singing competition television series The Voice, 2013 to 2014. With a catalog of 145 songs, Shakira has sold over 80 million records, which have made her one of the best-selling music artists of all time. 12. Forbes reported that as of 2018, Shakira has become the female Latin artist who has sold the most albums in history. 13. Shakira has received numerous awards, including 3 Grammy Awards, 12 Latin Grammy Awards, 4 MTV Video Music Awards, 7 Billboard Music Awards, 39 Billboard Latin Music Awards, 6 Guinness World Records, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was named the top female Latin artist of the decade by Billboard twice, 2000s and 2010s. 14-15. For her philanthropic work with her Barefoot Foundation and her contributions to music, she received the Latin Recording Academy Person of the Year and Harvard Foundation Artist of the Year awards in 2011. She was appointed to the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for Hispanics in the U.S. in 2011, and Chevalier of the Order of Arts and Letters by the French government in 2012. Contents: 1. Early life. 2. Career. 2.1 1990 to 1995, beginnings. 2.2 1995 to 2000, Latin breakthrough. 2.3 2001 to 2004, English transition with laundry service. 2.4 2005 to 2007, Fijación oral, volumen 1, and oral fixation, volume 2. 2.5 2008 to 2010, She-Wolf. 2.6 2010 to 2015, Sail El Sol and Shakira. 2.7 2016 to 2020, El Dorado and Super Bowl Live. 2.8 2021 present, upcoming 12th studio album and Dancing with Myself. 3 Artistry. 3.1 Dance. 3.2 Singing. 4 Legacy and Impact. 4.1 Monuments. 5 Achievements. 6 Other Ventures. 6.1 Philanthropy, Humanitarian Work and Politics. 7 Personal Life. 7.1 Financial Controversy. 8 Discography. 9 Tours. 10 Filmography. 10.1 Television. 10.2 Film. 11 See also. 12 References. 13 Further reading. 14 External links. Early life. Shakira Isabel Mebrac Ripoll was born on February 2, 1977 in Barranquilla, Colombia. She is the only child of William Mebrac Jadid and Nydia Ripoll Torado. She is of Colombian and Lebanese descent. 1617, her father William was born in New York City to a family from Lebanon. When he was 5, his family moved to Colombia. 1819 2021, her Colombian mother's side has 2 Spanish surnames, Ripoll and Torado, the former of which is Catalan and originates from 4 brothers who immigrated from Catalonia to coastal Colombia in the 19th century. 22 23 24, she has also claimed to have distant Italian roots through an ancestor with the surname Pisotti. 25, the name Shakira, Arabic, is Arabic for grateful, the feminine form of the name Shakir, Arabic. She was raised Catholic and attended Catholic schools. 26, she has 8 older half-siblings from her father's previous marriage. 27, Shakira spent much of her youth in Barranquilla, a city located on the northern Caribbean coast of Colombia. Shakira's business acumen is often attributed to a high IQ, which is reported in the entertainment press to be 140. 28. Shakira wrote her first poem, titled La Rosa de Cristal, The Crystal Rose, when she was only 4 years old. 29. As she was growing up, she was fascinated watching her father writing stories on a typewriter. 29. And asked for one as a Christmas gift. She got that typewriter at age 7, 29, and has continued writing poetry since then. These poems eventually evolved into songs. When Shakira was 2 years old, an older half-brother was killed in a motorcycle accident. 6 years later, at age 8, Shakira wrote her first song, titled Tus Gafas Oscuras, Your Dark Glasses, which was inspired by her father, who for years wore dark glasses to hide his grief. 30. When Shakira was 4, her father took her to a local Middle Eastern restaurant, where Shakira first heard the djembek, a traditional drum used in Middle Eastern music and which typically accompanied belly dancing. 31. She started dancing on the table, and the experience made her realize that she wanted to be a performer. She enjoyed singing for schoolmates and teachers, and even the nuns, at her Catholic school, but in 2nd grade, she was rejected for the school choir because her vibrato was too strong. The music teacher told her that she sounded like a goat. 31-32, she says she had also been known as the belly dancer girl, as she would demonstrate every Friday at school a number she had learned. 31. That's how I discovered my passion for live performance, she says. 28-27, to instill gratitude in Shakira for her upbringing, her father took her to a local park to see orphans who lived there. The images stayed with her, and she said to herself, "One day I'm going to help these kids when I become a famous artist." 27. Between ages 10 and 13, Shakira was invited to various events in Barranquilla and gained some recognition in the area. 33. It was at this approximate time that she met local theater producer Monica Arisa, who was impressed with her and as a result tried to help her career. During a flight from Barranquilla to Bogotá, Arisa convinced Sony Colombia executive Ciro Vargas to hold an audition for Shakira in a hotel lobby. Vargas held Shakira in high regard and, returning to the Sony office, gave the cassette to a song and artist director. However, the director was not overly excited and thought Shakira was something of a lost cause. Undaunted and still convinced that Shakira had talent, Vargas set up an audition in Bogotá. He arranged for Sony Colombia executives to arrive at the audition, with the idea of surprising them with Shakira's performance. She performed 3 songs for the executives and impressed them enough for her to be signed to record 3 albums. 34. Career 1990 to 1995, beginnings. Shakira's debut album, Mejia, was recorded with Sony Music Colombia in 1990 when she was only 13 years old. 35. The songs are a collection made by her since she was 8. 36. Mixed pop-rock ballads and disco up-tempo songs with electronic accompaniment. The album was released in June 1991 and featured Mejia and 3 other singles. Though it fared well on Colombian radio and gave the young Shakira much exposure, the album did not fare well commercially, as only 1,200 copies were sold worldwide. 31. After the poor performance of Mejia, Shakira's label urged her to return to the studio to release a follow-up record. Though she was little known outside of her native Colombia at the time, Shakira was invited to perform at Chile's Vina del Mar International Song Festival in February 1993. The festival gave aspiring Latin American singers a chance to perform their songs, and the winner was then chosen by a panel of judges. Shakira performed the balladeers, You Are, and won the trophy for 3rd place. One of the judges who voted for her to win was the then 20-year-old Ricky Martin, 35, whose initial prominence had come from his membership in Menudo. Shakira's second studio album, titled Peligro, was released in March, but Shakira was not pleased with the final result, mainly taking issue with the production. The album was better received than Mejia had been, though it was also considered a commercial failure due to Shakira's refusal to advertise or promote it. Shakira then decided to take a hiatus from recording so that she could graduate from high school. 35. In the same year, Shakira starred in the Colombian TV series The Oasis, loosely based on the Armero tragedy in 1985. 37. Since then, the albums have been pulled from release and are not considered official Shakira albums but rather promotional albums. 1995 to 2000, Latin breakthrough. Shakira originally recorded the song "Donde Estás Corazón?", later released on her album Pies Descalzos, for the compilation album Nuestro Rock in 1994, released exclusively in Colombia. 38. The song was an instant success on radio stations in Colombia and Sony decided to finance her 3rd record, by giving her the last chance due to previous commercial failures. Shakira returned to recording music under Sony Music along with Columbia Records in 1995 with Luis F. Ochoa, using musical influences from a number of countries and an Alanis Morissette-oriented persona which affected 2 of her next albums. 39. Failed verification. These recordings spawned her 3rd studio album, and her international debut album, titled Pies Descalzos. Recording for the album began in February 1995, after the success of her single "Donde Estás Corazón?". The album, Pies Descalzos, was released in October 1995 in the Latin American countries and in February 1996 in the U.S. It reached number 5 on the U.S. Billboard Top Latin Albums chart. The album spawned 6 hit singles: Estoy Aquí, which reached number 2 on the U.S. Latin chart, "Donde Estás Corazón," which reached number 5 on the U.S. Latin chart, País Descalzos, Sueños Blancos, which reached number 11 on the U.S. Latin chart, Un Poco de Amor, which reached number 6 on the U.S. Latin chart, Antologia, which reached number 15 on the U.S. Latin chart, and Se Choir, Se Mata, which reached number 8 on the U.S. Latin chart. 40. In August 1996, RIAA certified the album platinum status. 41. In March 1996, Shakira went on to her first international tour, named simply the Tour País Descalzos. The tour consisted of 20 shows and ended in 1997. Also in that year, Shakira received 3 Billboard Latin Music Awards for Album of the Year for País Descalzos, Video of the Year for Estoy Aquí, and Best New Artist. 42. País Descalzos later sold over 5 million copies, 43-44, prompting the release of a remix album, simply titled The Remixes. The remixes also included Portuguese versions of some of her well-known songs, which were recorded as a result of her success in the Brazilian market, where País Descalzos sold nearly 1 million copies. 33. Her 4th studio album was titled Donde Están los Ladrones? Produced by Shakira with Emilio Estefan Jr. as the executive producer. It was released in September 1998. The album, inspired by an incident in an airport in which a suitcase filled with her written lyrics was stolen, became a bigger hit than País Descalzos. The album has reached a peak position of number 131 on the US Billboard 200 and held the top spot on the US Latin Albums chart for 11 weeks. It has since sold over 7 million copies worldwide, 45, and 1.5 million copies in the US alone, making it one of the best-selling Spanish albums in the US. 8 singles were taken from the album, including Ca, Sordamuda, Moscas en la Casa, No Creo, Inevitable, 2, Si Te Vas, Octavo Dia, and Ajose. Shakira also received her first Grammy Award nomination in 1999 for Best Latin Rock, Alternative Album. 46. Shakira's first live album, MTV Unplugged, was recorded in New York City on August 12, 1999. Highly acclaimed by American critics, it is rated as one of her best ever live performances. 47. In March 2000, Shakira embarked on her tour Anfibio, a 2-month tour of Latin America and the United States. In August 2000, she won an MTV Video Music Award in the category of People's Choice, Favorite International Artist for Ajose. In September 2000, Shakira performed Ajose at the inaugural ceremony of the Latin Grammy Awards, where she was nominated in 5 categories: Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album for MTV Unplugged, Best Female Rock Vocal Performance for Octavo Dia, Best Female Pop Vocal Performance and Best Short-Form Music Video for the video for Ajose. 48. 2001 to 2004, English transition with laundry service. Upon the success of Donde Están los Ladrones? And MTV Unplugged, Shakira began working on an English crossover album. 49. She learned English with the help of Gloria Estefan. 50. She worked for over a year on new material for the album. Whenever, Wherever, called Suerte in Spanish-speaking countries, was released as the first and lead single from her first English album and 5th studio album throughout the period between August 2001 and February 2002. The song took heavy influence from Andean music, including the charango and panpipes in its instrumentation. It became an international success by reaching number 1 in most countries. It was also her first success in the US, by reaching number 6 on the Hot 100. Shakira before entering the stage to her tour of the Mongoose in 2003. Shakira's fifth studio album and first English-language album, titled Laundry Service in English-speaking countries and Servicio de Lavanderia in Latin America and Spain, was released on November 13, 2001. The album debuted at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, selling over 200,000 records in its first week. The album was later certified triple platinum by the RIAA in June 2004 as well. 51. It helped to establish Shakira's musical presence in the mainstream North American market. 7 singles were taken from the album, such as Whenever, Wherever, Seward, Underneath Your Clothes, Objection, Tango, Te Aviso, Te Anuncio, Tango, The One, Te Dijo Madrid, Que Me Gets 2, and Poem to a Horse. Because the album was created for the English-language market, the rock and Spanish dance-influenced album gained mild critical success, with some critics claiming that her English skills were too weak for her to write songs for it. Rolling Stone, for one, stated that she sounds downright silly or Shakira's magic is lost in translation. 52. A similar view was expressed by Elizabeth Mendez-Berry in Vibe. While her Spanish-language albums sparkled with elegant wordplay, this record is rife with clichés, both musically and lyrically. For Anglophone Latin lovers, Shakira's lyrics are best left to the imagination. 53. Despite this fact, the album became the best-selling album of 2002, selling more than 13 million copies worldwide. 54. And became the most successful album of her career to date. The album earned her the title as the biggest Latin female crossover artist in the world. 55. Around this time, Shakira also released 4 songs for Pepsi for her promotion in the English markets: Ask for More, Pied Mass, Knock on My Door, and Pide Mel Saul. In Chicago Tribune, journalist Joshua Klein defined her international ascent as multilateral, multicultural and cooperative as they come. 56. In 2002, at Aerosmith's MTV Icon in April 2002, Shakira performed Dude, Looks Like a Lady. She also joined Cher, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Mary J. Blige, Anastasia, and the Dixie Chicks for VH1 Divas Live Las Vegas. In August, she performed Objection, Tango, at the 2002 MTV Video Music Awards, and won the International Viewers' Choice Award with Whenever, Wherever. 57. She also won the Latin Grammy Award for the category of Best Short-Form Music Video for the Spanish version of the video. In October, she won 5 MTV Video Music Awards Latin America for Best Female Artist, Best Pop Artist, Best Artist, North, Region, Video of the Year, for Seward, and Artist of the Year. In November, she embarked on the Tour of the Mongoose with 61 shows occurring by May 2003. The tour was also her first worldwide tour, as legs were played in North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. Shakira's label, Sony BMG, also released her Spanish Greatest Hits compilation, Grandes Éxitos. A DVD and 10-track live album, titled Live and Off the Record, was also released in 2004, commemorating the tour of the Mongoose. 2005 to 2007, Fijación Oral, Volumen 1, and Oral Fixation, Volume 2. Shakira's 6th studio album, Fijación Oral, Volumen 1, was released in June 2005. The lead single from the album, La Tortura, reached the top 40 on the Hot 100. The song also featured the Spanish balladeer Alejandro Sanz. Shakira, Sanz and Daddy Yankee, Gasolina, were the first artists to perform Spanish-language songs at the 2005 MTV Video Music Awards. The album was extremely well received. It debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling 157,000 copies in its first week. It has since sold over 2 million copies in the U.S., earning an 11 times platinum, Latin Field, certification from the RIAA. Due to its first week sales, the album became the highest debut ever for a Spanish-language album. After only a day of release in Latin America, the album earned certifications. In Venezuela, it earned a platinum certification, in Colombia, a triple platinum certification, while in Mexico demand exceeded shipments and the album was unavailable after only 1 day of release. 4 other singles were also released from the album: No, Diada Enero, La Perd, and Lost a La Intuition. Fijación Oral, Volume 1 has since sold over 4 million copies worldwide. 58. On February 8, 2006, Shakira won her second Grammy Award with the win of Best Latin Rock Alternative Album for Fijación Oral, Volume 1. 59. She received 4 Latin Grammy Awards in November 2006, winning the awards for Record of the Year, Song of the Year for La Tortura, Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album for Fijación Oral, Volume 1. 60. Shakira performing at the Rock in Rio Festival in 2006. The lead single for Shakira's 7th album, Oral Fixation, Volume 2, Don't Bother, failed to achieve chart success in the US by missing the top 40 on the Hot 100. It did, however, reach the top 20 in most countries worldwide. Shakira's second English studio album and 7th studio album, Oral Fixation, Volume 2, was released on November 29, 2005. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, selling 128,000 copies in its first week. The album has gone on to sell 1.8 million records in the US, and over 8 million copies worldwide. 61. Despite the commercial failure of the album's lead single in the US, it went on to spawn 2 more singles. Hips Don't Lie, which featured Wyclef Jean, was released as the album's second single in February 2006. It would become Shakira's first number 1 single on the Billboard Hot 100, in addition to reaching number 1 in over 55 countries. Shakira and Wyclef Jean also recorded a bamboo version of the song to serve as the closing ceremony song of the FIFA World Cup 2006. Shakira later released the third and final single from the album, Illegal, which featured Carlos Santana, in November 2006. She then embarked on the Oral Fixation Tour, which began in June 2006. The tour consisted of 125 shows between June 2006 and July 2007 and visited 6 continents. In February 2007, Shakira performed for the first time at the 49th Grammy Awards and earned the nomination for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals for Hips Don't Lie with Wyclef Jean. In late 2006, Shakira and Alejandro Sanz collaborated for the duet Te lo agradezco, pero no, which is featured on Sanz's album El Tren de los Momentos. The song was a top 10 hit in Latin America, and topped the Billboard Hot Latin Tracks chart. Shakira also collaborated with Miguel Bose on the duet Si Tu No Vuelves, which was released in Bose's album Papito. In early 2007, Shakira worked with American R&B singer Beyoncé Knowles for the track Beautiful Liar, which was released as the second single from the deluxe edition of Beyoncé's album B-Day. In April 2007, the single jumped 91 positions, from 94 to 3, on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, setting the record for the largest upward movement in the history of the chart at the time. It was also number 1 on the official UK singles chart. The song earned them a Grammy Award nomination for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. Shakira was also featured on Annie Lennox's song Sing, from the album Songs of Mass Destruction, which also features 23 other female singers. 62. In late 2007, Shakira and Wyclef Jean recorded their second duet, King and Queen. The song was featured on Wyclef Jean's 2007 album Carnival Volume 2, Memoirs of an Immigrant. Shakira wrote the lyrics, and jointly composed the music, for 2 new songs that are featured in the movie Love in the Time of Cholera, based on the acclaimed novel written by Colombian author Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Garcia Marquez himself asked Shakira to write the songs. 63. The songs that Shakira lent to the soundtrack or Penso en Ti, a song from Shakira's breakthrough album Pais Descalzos, Hey Amores, and Despedida. Despedida was nominated for Best Original Song at the 65th Golden Globe Awards. 2008 to 2010, She-Wolf. Shakira at the Rock in Rio Festival in 2008. In early 2008, Forbes named Shakira the fourth top-earning female artist in music industry. 64. Then, in July of that year, Shakira signed a $300 million contract with Live Nation, which was to remain in effect for 10 years. 65-66. The touring group also doubles as a record label which promotes, but does not control, the music its artists release. Shakira's contract with Epic Records called for 3 more albums as well, 1 in English, 1 in Spanish, and a compilation, but the touring and other rights of the Live Nation deal were confirmed to begin immediately. In January 2009, Shakira performed at the Lincoln Memorial We Are One festivities in honor of the inauguration of President Barack Obama. She performed Higher Ground with Stevie Wonder and Usher. 67. She-Wolf was released in October 2009 internationally and on November 23, 2009 in the US. The album received mainly positive reviews from critics, and was included in AllMusic's year-end favorite albums, 68, favorite Latin albums, 69, and favorite pop albums lists. 70. She-Wolf reached number 1 on the charts of Argentina, Ireland, Italy, Mexico, and Switzerland. It also charted inside the top 5 in Spain, Germany and the United Kingdom. It debuted at number 15 on the Billboard 200. She-Wolf was certified double platinum in Colombia and Mexico, platinum in Italy and Spain, and gold in numerous countries including France and the United Kingdom. The album sold 2 million copies worldwide, becoming one of Shakira's least successful studio album to date in terms of sales. 71. Shakira performing at the We Are One, the Obama inaugural celebration at the Lincoln Memorial in 2009. In May, Shakira collaborated with the South African group Freshly Ground to create the official song of the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa. Waka Waka, This Time for Africa, which is based on a traditional Cameroonian soldiers' Fang song titled Zangalewa by the group Zangalewa or Golden Sounds. 72. The single later reached the top 20 in Europe, South America and Africa and the top 40 in the US and was performed by Shakira at the World Cup kickoff and closing. It became the biggest-selling World Cup song of all time. 73-74. 2010 to 2015, Sail El Sol and Shakira. In October 2010, Shakira released her 9th studio album, titled Sail El Sol. The album received critical acclaim and was included in AllMusic's favorite albums of 2010 and favorite Latin albums of 2010 year-end lists. 75-76, at the 2011 Latin Grammy Awards ceremony, Sail El Sol was nominated for Album of the Year and Best Female Pop Vocal Album, winning the award in the latter category. 77, commercially the album was a success throughout Europe and Latin America. Sail El Sol peaked atop the charts of countries Belgium, Croatia, France, Mexico, Portugal, and Spain. In the United States, it debuted at number 7 on the US Billboard 200 chart, marking the highest debut for a Latin album for the year 78, and was Shakira's 5th album to peak at number 1. 79. According to Billboard, 35% of its first week sales were credited to strong digital sales. 78. The album also peaked at number 1 on both the top Latin albums and Latin pop albums charts, achieving strong digital sales in the region. The lead single, Loca, was number 1 in many countries. The album had sold over 1 million copies worldwide in 6 weeks, 80 non-primary source needed, and over 4 million since its release. 81. In September, Shakira embarked on the Sun Comes Out World Tour, in support of her 2 most recent albums. The tour visited countries in North America, Europe, South America, Asia, and Africa with 107 shows in all. The tour was met with positive reactions from critics, who praised Shakira's stage presence and energy during her performances. On November 9, 2011, Shakira was honored as Latin Recording Academy Person of the Year and performed a cover of Joe Arroyo's song En Barranquilla Me Quedo at the Mandalay Bay Events Center as a tribute to the singer, who had died earlier that year. 82-83. In 2010, Shakira collaborated with rapper Pitbull for the song Get It Started, which was slated to be the lead single from Pitbull's upcoming album, Global Warming. The single was released on June 28, 2012. 84. She was also signed to Roc Nation under management purposes for her upcoming studio album. 85. On September 17, 2012, it was announced that Shakira and Usher would replace Christina Aguilera and CeeLo Green for the fourth season of the U.S. TV show The Voice, alongside Adam Levine and Blake Shelton. Shakira announced that she would focus on her new album in the fall and eventually returned for the show's sixth season in February 2014. Shakira at a press conference for the 2014 FIFA World Cup closing ceremony. Shakira originally planned to release her new album in 2012, but due to her pregnancy, plans to release the single and video were postponed. 86-87. In December 2013, it was announced that Shakira's new single had been delayed until January 2014. 88-89. Shakira's self-titled 10th studio album was later released on March 25, 2014. Commercially, the album debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard 200 chart with first-week sales of 85,000 copies. By doing so, Shakira became the singer's highest-charting album on the chart, although it also achieved her lowest first-week sales figure, for an English-language album. The album spawned 3 singles. After release, the first 2 singles from the album, Can't Remember to Forget You and Empire. 90. RCHO's Dare, La La La, as third single. 91-92. The World Cup version was officially released on 27 May to Impact radio stations, features Brazilian musician Carlinhos Brown. On July 13, 2014, Shakira performed La La La, Brazil 2014, with Carlinhos Brown at the 2014 FIFA World Cup closing ceremony at the Maracana Stadium. 93. This performance became her third consecutive appearance at the FIFA World Cup. 94-95. 2016 to 2020, El Dorado and Super Bowl Live. Shakira began work on her 11th studio album in the beginning of 2016. 96. In May 2016, she collaborated with Colombian singer Carlos Vives on the track La Bicicleta, which went to win the Latin Grammy Award for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. On October 28, 2016, Shakira released the single Chantage with Colombian singer Maluma. Though the song was a track from the upcoming 11th studio album, it was not intended to be the lead single. 97. The song became Shakira's most viewed YouTube video, with over 2.1 billion views as of June 1, 2018. On April 7, 2017, Shakira released the song Mi Enamor as the second official single taken from her 11th studio album El Dorado, which was released on May 26, 2017. She also released the song Pero Feel featuring Nicky Jam as a promotional single for the album on May 25, 2017. 98. Its official release as the third single took place on September 15, 2017, the same date its music video, which was filmed in Barcelona on July 27, 2017, was released. 99. Before being released as a single, Pero Feel was already certified as gold in Spain for selling over 20,000 copies on August 30, 2017. 100. In January 2018, Shakira won her third Grammy Award for Best Latin Pop Album for El Dorado, 101, making her the only female Latin artist to do so. She then released Trap, the fourth single off the album and her second collaboration with Maluma. The El Dorado World Tour was announced on June 27, 2017, 102 non-primary source needed. through Shakira's official Twitter account, and was slated to be sponsored by Rakuten. 103 other announced partners of the tour were Live Nation Entertainment's global touring division, which had previously collaborated with Shakira on her The Sun Comes Out World Tour, and Citi, which the press release named as, respectively, the producer and the credit card for the North American leg of the tour. 104. The tour, it was announced, would begin on 8 November, in Cologne, Germany. But due to voice strain-related problems the singer experienced during her tour rehearsals, the date was cancelled one day before the original tour schedule, and it was announced that it would be rescheduled for a later date. 105. On 9 November, for the same reason, she also announced the postponements to later dates, to be determined and announced, for both shows in Paris, as well as the following ones in Antwerp and Amsterdam. 106 non-primary source needed. On 14 November, Shakira made an announcement, through her social networks, in which she revealed that she had suffered a hemorrhage on her right vocal cord in late October, at her last series of rehearsals, and that she thus needed to rest her voice for some time to recover. This forced the postponement of the tour's entire European itinerary to 2018. The Latin American dates were expected to be announced later, when the tour resumed. 103. There were plans to bring the tour, when it did resume, to countries such as the Dominican Republic. 107. In addition, a journalist from the Brazilian edition of the Portuguese newspaper Destaque announced, on his Twitter account, that the Colombian singer would visit Brazil the following March. 108 non-primary source needed. However, according to the same newspaper, due to Shakira's hiatus to recover from her vocal cord hemorrhage, the Latin American dates were also postponed to the second half of 2018. 109 non-primary source needed. Eventually, Shakira did recover fully from the hemorrhage she had suffered and resumed her tour, performing in Hamburg, Germany on June 3, 2018. In January 2018 she announced the dates for her El Dorado World Tour. She began the first leg of her tour in Europe, starting in Hamburg, Germany on 3 June and then ending in Barcelona, Spain on 7 July. She then spent a short time in Asia on the 11th and 13th of July, after which she went to North America. She started her time there on 3 August in Chicago and finished in San Francisco on 7 September. Her tour dates for Latin America started in Mexico City on 11 October and finished in Bogotá, Colombia on 3 November. Forbes ranked her among the world's highest-paid women in music in 2019, at number 10. 110. In February 2020, she and Jennifer Lopez performed for the Super Bowl Live halftime show. 111. According to Billboard, the halftime show had a viewership of 103 million people. 112. On YouTube, it became the most viewed halftime show at that point in time. 113. Shakira appeared in 2 television specials performing her songs during the COVID-19 pandemic, including Global Goal, Unite for Our Future, with Sail El Sol 114, and the Disney Family Sing-Along, Volume 2, with Try Everything. 115. 2021 present, upcoming 12th studio album and Dancing with Myself. In January 2021, Shakira sold her catalog of 145 songs to Hypnosis Songs Fund. The company did not disclose the financial details of the sale. 116. On July 16, 2021, Shakira released a single titled Don't Wait Up. 117. In December 2021, Shakira was set to judge the dance competition series Dancing with Myself on NBC. 118. In January 2022, Shakira confirmed the release of her upcoming 12th studio album in an interview with Walt Disney World. Artistry. On her music, Shakira has said that, "My music, I think, is a fusion of many different elements. And I'm always experimenting. So I try not to limit myself, or put myself in a category, or Be the architect of my own jail. 119. Shakira has frequently stated she is inspired by Oriental music and Indian music, which influenced many of her earlier works. 120. She has also been influenced by her Arab heritage, which was a major inspiration for her breakthrough world hit Ajosa 6. She told Portuguese TV, "Many of my movements belong to Arab culture." She also cites her parents as having been major contributors to her musical style. 121. She is also strongly influenced by Andean music and South American folk music, using her native instrumentation for her Latin dance pop songs. 122. Her earlier Spanish albums, including Pais Descalzos and Donde Están los Ladrones, were a mix of folk music and Latin rock. Her crossover English album, Laundry Service, and later albums were influenced by pop rock and pop Latino. 123. Laundry Service is primarily a pop rock album, but also draws influences from a variety of musical genres. 3. The singer credited this to her mixed ethnicity, saying, "I am a fusion. That's my persona. I'm a fusion between black and white, between pop and rock, between cultures, between my Lebanese father and my mother's Spanish blood, the Colombian folklore and Arab dance I love, and American music." 124. The Arabian and Middle Eastern music elements that exerted a high influence on Donde Están los Ladrones? 124, are also present in Laundry Service, most prominently on Eyes Like Yours, Ajosa 6. 125. Musical styles from different South American countries surface on the album. Tango, a style of fast-paced ballroom dance that originated in Argentina, is evident on Objection, Tango, which also combines elements of rock and roll. 3. The up-tempo track features a guitar solo and a bridge in which Shakira delivers rap-like vocals. 126. She Wolf is primarily an electropop album that combines influences from the musical styles of various countries and regions, like Africa, Colombia, India, and the Middle East. 127-128, Shakira termed the album as a sonic experimental trip, and said that she researched folk music from different countries in order to combine electronics with world sounds, tambourines, clarinets, Oriental and Hindu music, dancehall, etc. 129, her 2010 album, C'est le Soul, is a return to her beginnings, containing ballads, rock songs, and Latin dance songs like Loca. 130-131, in 2017, Deutsche Welles journalist Kate Muser commented on Shakira's globalized sound, her Latin beats, spiced with Middle Eastern and other world elements and made comfortably familiar by being churned through the pop machine, make you feel like a citizen of the world. 132. Led Zeppelin, Shakira's biggest influence early in her career. As a child, Shakira was influenced by rock music, listening heavily to rock bands like Led Zeppelin. 133, The Beatles, Nirvana. 134, The Police and U2. 135, while her other influences included Gloria Estefan, Madonna, Sheryl Crow, Alanis Morissette, Mark Anthony, Meredith Brooks and The Cure. 136-137. Dance. Shakira is well known for her dancing in her music videos and concerts. 138. Her distinctive dancing style is said to combine Latin dancing with Middle Eastern belly dancing. 138-139, which is derived from her Lebanese heritage. 138, and her hip shaking is mentioned in songs, such as Fifth Harmony's Brave Honest Beautiful. 140, she is noted for usually employing minimal production, usually taking the stage with minimal makeup and natural hair, and without background dancers in her performances, preferring to focus on her vocals, dance moves, and stage presence. 141, she often performs barefoot. 138-141, a form of dance she learned as a young teen to overcome her shyness. She also mentioned in an MTV interview that she learned how to belly dance by trying to flip a coin with her belly. 138. Singing. Shakira is a contralto. 142-143. Shakira is known for her unique and mesmerizing singing voice, which includes her trademark yodeling. 144. Analyzing Shakira's cover of Gile Mamour, vocal teacher Beth Roars also noted Shakira's use of yodeling, explaining that there is heaviness at the bottom of her tone which flips up into her head voice, as well as her ability to execute complex melisma. She also noted Shakira's use of Arabic scales, then stating that she uses harmonic minor scales instead of pentatonic scales. 145-146. Legacy and impact. See also, cultural impact of Shakira. Shakira is the first artist of the rock and Español generation to become a star in the US. So for her, crossing over meant a linguistic, but not stylistic, switch. This allowed her to preserve a creative continuity regardless of language. Los Angeles Times Agustin Garza, 2006. 147. Shakira is a prominent figure in Latin music, commonly hailed as the Queen of Latin Music. 148, for her crossover to the global market, which holds a big significance that the New York Times called her the Titan of Latin pop for her unique and leading position in Latin music, saying, even as a new generation of Spanish-speaking artists are crossing over into American music's mainstream, Shakira's output stands alone. 149. A similar comparative perspective was made by The Independent, who named Shakira an international phenom for her global appeal and sales statistics, further elaborating with, to put her in perspective, other Latin exports such as Ricky Martin and Jennifer Lopez are mere minnows next to Shakira, both selling half the number of records she does. 150. Forbes has deemed Shakira as crossover phenom for her unmatched success of Crossover 151, and one of the world's most powerful adms. 152. Forbes further listed Shakira as one of the world's most powerful female celebrities. 153. AllMusic's biographer Steve Huey described her as a wildly inventive diva who created a cross-cultural pop sound rooted in her native Colombia but encompassing nearly every territory in the world. She wrote or co-wrote nearly all of her own material, and in the process gained a reputation as one of Latin music's most ambitiously poetic lyricists. 2. Her unprecedented crossover has inspired other Latin American artists to attempt crossing over. One example is Mexican pop star Paulina Rubio, having MTV saying there's no question that Shakira opened doors in this country for artists like Rubio to succeed. 154. Similarly, Spin credits Shakira to have paved the way for other Latin artists to cross over, naming names like Maluma and J Balvin. 155. After the crossover, her global and mainstream presence became big enough for Time magazine to call Shakira a pop legend. 156. She was marked as one of the most influential artists of the 21st century by E.T. 157. Throughout her career, Shakira has earned several titles, including the Crossover Queen by The Economist. 158. The Queen of World Cup by Billboard. 159. And Latin America's Pop Queen by Pitchfork. 160. Billboard has also noted that Shakira's music videos have redefined the role of dancing in music videos, while listing her as the best Latin female music video artist of all time. 161. The Middle Eastern newspaper El Crio del Golfo credits Shakira with having opened the way for several Hispanic singers today. 162. Statue of Shakira at Barranquilla, Colombia in March 2008. The authors of Reggaeton, published by Duke University Press, credited Shakira for popularizing the genre, reggaeton, in North America, Europe, and Asia. 163. While the public broadcasting service called her one of the three most successful artists of the so-called golden age of Latin music which reshaped America's cultural landscape for the 21st century. 164. Alongside her impact on Latin and mainstream pop culture, Shakira has also impacted popular culture in the Arab world due to her popularity in the region. In a publication titled Popular Culture in the Arab World, Arts, Politics, and the Media, author Andrew Hammond credits Shakira for impacting and shifting the images of Arab pop stars such as Moroccan Samira Said and Lebanese Nawal Al-Zagbi, saying, "They have shifted their image and sound in attempt to follow in her, Shakira's, footsteps." 165. In 1999, Shakira's MTV Unplugged became the program's first episode to be broadcast entirely in Spanish. 166. The concert is also noted to be the first time a Latin pop act attempted an Unplugged, as well as the first Latina solo act to do so. 167. In 2001, Shakira's Whenever Wherever music video was aired on MTV with both the English and Spanish versions. According to a spokesman for the channel, this is noted as the first time that US MTV has aired a Spanish-language video. 168. Following Daddy Yankee's Gasolina by 5 months, La Tortura was one of the first full Spanish-language music videos to air on MTV without an English version. 169. In 2005, Sons and Shakira performed La Tortura at the MTV Video Music Awards. 170. In 2006, Hips Don't Lie was selected as one of the greatest songs by 21st century female artists by National Public Radio, ranked at number 65. 171. Waka Waka, This Time for Africa, was named by Billboard the best and most commercially successful World Cup song. 159. 172. Published by the U.S. Bureau of International Information Programs, the journal Global Issues, 2006, cited Shakira as an example of a celebrity in today's globalized world who made it big by sharing the uniqueness of their talent and culture with the global community. 173. In 2020, the New Zealand Herald found Shakira's longevity in the industry particularly impressive given her ability to breach the lines of crossover, a feat not many artists have been able to achieve. 174. A similar remark was made by Paper Magazine, when writing about Shakira's longevity and her being one of the few pre-digital era artists to successfully crack the digital streaming era of music, penning, "Shakira is a titan in the digital era of music where she devours billions of streams with her catalog." 175. In 2010, Google revealed that Shakira was the most searched female entertainer of the year. 176. In 2020, Shakira was the most Googled musician of the year. 177. In 2021, Vogue magazine Mexico chose her as the cover for its July edition. 178. In December 2021, Shakira was named by Kiss FM as one of the most influential female artists of the 21st century, highlighting her achievements in the international market. 179. Many artists have cited Shakira as an influence, including Beyoncé, 180, Rihanna, 181, Taylor Swift, 182, Selena Gomez, 183, Katy Perry, 184, Will.I.am, 185, Kylie Jenner, 186, Lauren Jauregui, 187, Christina Aguilera, 188, Justin Bieber, 189, Fergie, 190, Maluma, 191, Karol G, 192, Camilo, 193, Nicki Jam, 194, Brie Larson, 195, Dulce Maria, 196, Tiny Stossel, 197, Natti Natasha, 198, Rosalia, 199, Carla Morrison, 200, Manuel Turizo, 201, Francisca Valenzuela, 202, Paloma Mami, 203, Natalia Lafourcade, 204, Kali Uchis, 205, Ed Sheeran, 206, Farina, 207, Balvin, 208, Leo Pons, 209, Andres Curvo, 210, Prince Royce, 211, Romeo Santos, 212, Wendy Sulca, 213, Anita, 214, Britney Spears, 215, Cardi B, 216, Camila Cabello, 217, Becky G, 218, Nora Fady, 219, and Dara Star 220. Likewise, the British newspaper The Sun listed Shakira among the 50 artists that will never be forgotten, in position 8 being the best positioned Latina on the list. 221. Shakira has even received the admiration of intellectuals and writers such as Nobel Prize winner Gabriel Garcia Marquez, who has said no one of any age can sing or dance with the innocent sensuality Shakira seems to have invented. 29. Marquez wrote an essay exalting Shakira's phenomenal musical talent and extraordinary maturity. 150. The newspaper El Crio del Golfo wrote that Shakira was the greatest exponent of Middle Eastern music in the West, citing her interest in Arabic music and dance. 162. Her influence has transcended the boundaries of pop culture, that she has become a socio-political influencer, and was named as one of the world's greatest leaders of 2017 by Fortune. 222. The Guardian has written an extensive article about Shakira's impact on Colombia's social change, specifically in education, and her ability to discuss this issue with world leaders like Barack Obama and Gordon Brown. 223. Similarly, The Independent has described Shakira as a living proof that pop and politics mix, further noting that through her efforts and influence she is able to have the ears of the global political elite. 224. Monuments. In 2006, a 6-ton, 6.6 short ton, 5-meter tall, 16 feet, statue of Shakira was installed in her hometown Barranquilla in a park near Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Melendez. 225. In July 2018, Shakira visited Tanarine in Lebanon, which is the village of her paternal grandmother. During her visit, she visited the Cedars Reserve in Tanarine, where a square in the forest was named after her. The square holds the name Shakira Isabel Mebrac. 226. Achievements. Main article, list of awards and nominations received by Shakira. Shakira has received numerous awards and recognition for her work. She is the recipient of 3 Grammy Awards and 12 Latin Grammy Awards, the most for a female artist. 227. Shakira has sold more than 75 million records worldwide, making her one of world's best-selling music artists. 228. Nielsen Broadcast Data Systems said that Hips Don't Lie was the most played pop song in a single week in American radio history. It was played 9,637 times in 1 week. Shakira became the first artist in the history of the Billboard charts to reach the #1 spots on both the top 40 mainstream and Latin chart in the same week, doing so with Hips Don't Lie. 229. Additionally, she is the only artist from South America to reach the #1 spot on the US Billboard Hot 100, the Australian ARIA chart, and the UK Singles chart. 230. Her song La Tortura at one time held the record for Billboard's Hot Latin Tracks chart, appearing at #1 more than any other single with a total of 25 non-consecutive weeks, a record currently held by the Luis Fonsi song Despacito with 56 weeks. 231. Nokia stated in 2010 that there were more Shakira music downloads in the prior year than for any other Latino artist in the last 5 years, and she wolf-topped the top 10 Latino downloads. 232. In 2010, she was ranked number 5 on the online video's most viral artists of 2010 with 404,118,932 views. 233. In 2011, Shakira was honored at the Latin Grammys as Latin Recording Academy Person of the Year. 234, and by the Harvard Foundation as Cultural Rhythms Artist of the Year. 235. She also received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame located at 6270 Hollywood Boulevard. 237. Originally, she was to be given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2004, but she turned the offer down. 238. In 2012, she received the honor of Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres. 239. In 2014, Shakira became the first musical act to perform 3 times at the FIFA World Cup. 95. In the same year, Aedes shakirae, a new species of parasitic wasp, was named after her because it causes its host to shake and wiggle. 241. Forbes ranked Shakira on their list of top 100 world's most powerful women at number 40 in 2012, 242, at 52 in 2013, 243, and at 58 in 2014. 244. In 2015, Time recognized Shakira as one of the most influential people on social media. Shakira and Argentinian President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner were the only Latin influencers nom.